been here. Today I am going to review a book named Raleigh Jefferson's Awesome Friend, Spooky Stories, and it's illustrated by Jeff Kinney. So in this story, there are many kind of like chapters and like stories. Like in this book, there are many stories. For example, each have a chapter of its own, like The Changing, The Prankster. And today I am going to tell you about three stories in this book. So the first of all I'm going to tell you about is The Changing. So the first thing I want to tell you are the characters of this chapter. So first is a boy named Rowan. His mother and father saw bullies in his schools, and yeah, that's kind of all. So there was once a very happy boy named Rowan, and he lived with his family, and both of them loved each other very, very much. But then one day when he was playing with the toys at school, some bullies like come and kicked his toys and destroyed his toys. So he became very sad and think that when being a kid, playing with toys is the best thing to do. But his friends have the opposite meaning that when we were kids, we must try to be a grown-up faster. So one day when Rowan was just studying at home, he has a very small sensation of tickling under his armpit. So he wants to go to the restroom, and when he went to the restroom, he found out he has a single hair sticking out of his armpit. He decided to use some tweezers when he got home, but when he got home, he decided it was too late for tweezers, because now instead of one, there are thousands and hundreds of hairs sticking out from his armpit. Then he searched his parents' cabinet and found something called a hair remover. And you know what? After from opening the bottles, he passed out from the fumes. When he woke up, he saw that his parents were sitting around him and they were smiling. Rowan just thought that if I open that, they must be angry, but instead they're smiling. And why? They said that, and then they have been waiting all day long for this talk, meaning that Rowan was feeling very sad, and he asked, is he becoming a man? And both of his parents said no, but he is a werewolf. Now, when Rowan heard this, he was very, very surprised, but when he looked at the pictures of the pictures on the wall, there were werewolves, so that means it made more sense to him. One day, Rowan said, well, why don't his parents come and show everybody else they're werewolves? They want to hide the secret identity of themselves. But Rowan didn't think the same. So the next morning, he just went to school and being a werewolf, and then played with his toys, and no one dared to bother him. And because of this action, he impressed his parents into showing their real identity too. So now they just live like a werewolf, and everybody had to deal with it. So that's the first chapter. The second chapter is about a boy. It's called The Prankster, and it's about the boy named Jasper. Jasper likes to prank people, and his pranks are sometimes harmless. Like for example, covered a baker's car in gift wrap, or putting lots of popcorn in the telephone where you call the telephone. And sometimes Jasper even pranked his own family members, and his mother never ever forgave him for pranking. That the prank is gluing all the furniture up in the roof. But the most famous prank of Jasper has ever done is putting the school headmaster's underwear on the flagpole, which everybody think was very funny, except the headmaster. So one day he was waking up and thinking what he should do. Then he went to the bakery to start his prank. After then, he walked past two of his friends, but nobody said hi to him. He just thought that they may be too sad for pranking them last week. And when he touched a cookie to eat, his hand come right through. And then when he looked in the mirror, he wasn't there. He thought he was a ghost. But first he was very sad, worried, and feel very worried that he was a ghost. But then he tried to look at the good side, is that he can pull off some very, very amazing, like scary pranks on people. And suddenly he saw his mother going through with wearing black clothes, and like somebody is dead, and he just followed them. And when he went to the church to go just say the person who died, he realized that it was him. So he went up and looked at his real body. He see it was only a pumpkin. And then everyone laughed, and he realized that this must be a prank. Then he said that everybody pranked him well, but he still didn't really understand why the world his camera right through the cookie, or he cannot see himself through the mirror. So they say that the baker had a son, which it's like a illusion. So when you put it, it's not really. It's just like a camera and put out it's not real. It's not real. It's just a fake model, and the mirrors, they place it and they replace it like TV with an empty sidewalk, so he cannot see himself in there. And then the mayor said that actually, he said all of us were dead because at night a meteor hit the village and everyone destroyed. So this is the second time Jasper thought it was he was dead. But he think that ghosts can travel, so he loved traveling to England. But when he started, he just fell down to the ocean. And this time the village and everyone think they had taken the prank too far. And finally, for our last chapter is called Ghost Friend. The characters here are Rusty and Gabe, which were two of the best friends. And yeah, nothing. And also there's a girl named Kelsey Reed. Yeah, so Rusty and Gabe were the best friends from time to time. After school, they hung out together, play video games, play soccer, do everything that best friends would do. But one day, something bad happened, and I think I cannot describe this, but it just means that Gabe Gabe is gone. And Rusty was very missing his old buddy when suddenly he saw Gabe. And now you may be thinking, oh, Gabe is not gone after all. But actually this is the ghost version of Gabe. And he had come back saying that he think that his buddy might miss him, so he come back to help. And first of all, many people think this, oh, having a best friend coming back with you is going to be the best thing ever because our relationship is going to bond again, we're going to do the same thing again. But no, when listen closely, you will not like this, because when Rusty had to give the controller, it fell right through his hand, so he had to play alone. And then Gabe need to tell everything like XXAB, down arrow, like blah blah blah, and which really wasn't fun. After playing controlling Rusty, but after that it really wasn't fun. After playing video games, Rusty decided he needed to do some homework. But when Rusty was doing homework, Gabe just keep talking to it and non-stop talking. And when Rusty was finished with his homework, exhausted, he went to bed and sleep. And you know what? Gabe keeps talking about his girlfriend and his crush, Kelsey Reed. He talks a lot and all night. And somehow Rusty got him to sleep. And tomorrow when he woken up, Gabe was still talking. He talked to school and everything. And then when Rusty forgot that there was a pop quiz tomorrow, and he doesn't even have time to remember the Spanish words. But having a best friend there to help was good. But then Rusty suddenly remembered that Gabe was very, very bad at Spanish, so he got a really bad F on his test. At recess, Kelsey reaches sit down next to Gabe and Rusty and talk together. Gabe just keeps shouting, "Ask her if she wants to date the ghost. Ask her, ask her." Then he went at home talking nonsense. I think she noticed me. I guess she noticed me, right? And he just keeps showing his ghost powers, like going through walls, disappearing, and you should meet Rusty starting to feel really, really annoying, and then he just shout out saying he doesn't even want Gabe to be here. It's his fault because he doesn't even have time to study. He got an F on the test and many other things, and keep making him tired. And he finally said that it would be better if Gabe returned to Spirit World and not coming here. So Gabe was pretty sad and said he will go. But Rusty think that when he go, he will remember his best buddy again. So he says sorry to Gabe, and together they hang out together. Rusty's grade went really downhill instead of uphill, and he never got a girlfriend because he knew Gabe would mess that up too. He never got a real family, and just because of having a best ghost friend like that, he doesn't get a very good famous person, but he turned into a bad and downhill great person. So you see, that's what happens if you don't study hard and have a friend that wants to play instead of studying and makes you pretty annoyed. So this book, there are many other more chapters, which is pretty fun to read. So I suggest that you go into the library, find the book named Rolling Jefferson's Awesome Friendly Spooky Stories by Jeff Kinney, and then you read it. And I think you're gonna feel very fun in reading this book. Thank you for listening.